ඔබතුමා සිද්ධාමයක් කිව්වනේ. ඔබතුමා කිව්වා අර ගිනිගත්ත බස් එකක් අයින් කරලා ඇතුළට ගියා. එතකොට තමයි ටිය ගෑස් 4යි ගැහුවේ.
නෑ ඒක මම දන්නේ 4යිද කියලා. නමුත් ඒක මම නිකන් කිව්වේ. නමුත් එහෙම තමයි කඳුළු ගෑස් මම ගණන් කරන්න ගියේ නෑ. ඔබතුමාලා දන්නද හිටපු අයට වැඩි ඊට වැඩි.
දැන් 4යි කියලා කිව්වේ ඔබතුමා.
දැන් සහෝදර මේක ඔබතුමාලා එතන ඉන්න ඇති. මට වැඩිය දන්නවත් ඇති. හරි මම එතන හිටියෙත් නෑ. නමුත් මම කියන්නේ අපි ප්‍රෙස් එක කැඳවලා අපිට කියන්න තියෙන දේ. එතකොට ඊට එහා ඔබතුමාලා හිටියනම් මොකක් හරි කරනවා නම් අපි මෙතන විවාදයක් නෙමෙයි කැඳෙව්වේ මාධ්‍ය සාකච්ඡාවක් නේ. ඉතින් ඒක මොකක්ද අපි කරන්නේ?
Minister, just one question. Minister,
අපිට මේක පැහැදිලි කරගන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපි දැකපු දෙයක් තියෙනවා. දැන් ඔබතුමා කියන දෙයක් තියෙනවා. අපිට ඒක අපි දකිත් දේ සහ ඔබතුමා කියන දේ අතර පරස්පරතාවයක් තියෙනවා. අපි ඒක පැහැදිලි කරගන්න ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නේ.
හරි.
දැන් ඒකයි මම ඔබතුමාගෙන් ඇහුවේ. ඔබතුමා එතන හිටියේ නැහැ කියලා ඔබතුමා කිව්වා. හරි ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. එතකොට දැන් ඔබතුමා කතා කරනවා නම් ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඔබතුමා අහගෙන ඇවිල්ලානේ කියන්නේ. එතකොට ඔබතුමාට ඒ කියපු සිද්ධිදාමයේ පොඩ්ඩක් අපිට පැහැදිලි කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කොහොමද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? දැන්
මම පැහැදිලි කරුවානේ. මම අබුල පටන් ගත්තා ඒක කියලා.
just
නෑ.
ඒක මිනිස්ටර්
දැන් මම දැම්මද එහෙම එකක්?
නෑ දැන් ඔව්. එමත්තුමා ජනාධිපති
ඉතින් අන්ත ඒ කියන්නේ හරි අපි හරි අන්තවාදීන් පැත්තකට දාමුකෝ. හරි.
නෑ ඒක පැත්තකට දාන්න බෑනේ එමත්තුමා. දැන් ඒක
කවුද කිව්වේ?
ජනාධිපති මාධ්‍යංශය
මෙම
කිව්වොත් දැන් අන්තවාදී කියලා එතන දාලා තිබ්බද මොකක් හරි જાතියක් ආගමක් සඳහන් කළා.
ඉතින්
මොකද? අරාබි වසන්තය කියනකොට જાතියක් කියන්නේ නැහැ. අරාබි වසන්තය කියන්නේ සිදුවීමක් නේ.
Okay, minister just one question.
මේ පොඩේ ඉන්න පොඩේ දැන් ඔබතුමාලාට මගෙන් අහන ප්‍රශ්න ටික අහන්න මට අනිත් අය මාධ්‍ය අංශය හරි මොකක් හරි ඒක එතන අහන්න එපයි මගෙන් අහන්න.
Minister.
ඒ වෙලාවේ.
Minister මේ
නෑ මම කියන්නේ නැහැ මම කියන්නේ නැහැ. හරි ඉතින් ඒක ඔබතුමාලා එතන අහන්න ඕනේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ. මෙතන මමවත් ප්‍රසන්න රාන්තෝගේ ඇමතුමාවත් මෙතුමාවත් කිව්වේ නැහැ. නෑ එහෙම සම්බන්ධයක් වාර්තා වෙලා නැහැ.
Minister
කෙනෙක් ඇහුවොත් ලේසි. එක්කෙනෙක් ඇහුවොත් ලේසි.
Yeah, minister, just two questions.
Yes,
First,
yes.
if you weren't and you are giving us second-hand information, then wouldn't it have been better if the police spokesman
so police
or the
spokesman
public security minister came for this press conference? You know, you all call us for a press conference at 11 in the morning
this
after
is the
a major incident. And the relevant authorities are not here.
We have given you the information. You all were on the site. And whatever the thing is, we can't
but the
debate.
information, you are doubting the information you are telling us.
No, what is the information you want?
You are saying you haven't seen that, and you are saying somebody else.
No, the thing is, we don't go there and get involved in mobs, no, as ministers. But then,
You don't have the authority to talk about it because you haven't seen it and you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
no,
Minister,
why
this
don't
is
I know anything about it? I'm the state minister for the community police. So how can I not know anything about it? That is
So
why
then-
I'm here.
then
Otherwise,
why are you-
transport. I'm not here because 2 buses were set on fire.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to distance anything. No,
Yeah.
what? No. What do you want to know? Sequence of the events very shortly. I explained to you all. You all know how it started as reporters. It was a peaceful demonstration initially. It was in the city, not even close to the president's residence, as you all know, across the road on the other side. And then when the time passed, it gradually developed into a mob. So this is how I'm cutting it short. I'm not trying to get in the middle, but eventually it ended up with what I said, that the HQI's police jeep, then the trucks, then the buses, motorcycles were set on fire. Still, no baton charging or tear gas was used. But finally, when they tried to exceed the final barricade and go to the president's house only, tear gas and whatever force was minimum force has been used. So, no, I did not say about it. Yeah, so then, no, when you say, okay, I think they had used the wrong word. They wouldn't have, I think extremist is wrong. They should have called it terrorist, because only terrorist will set fire to, will act like this. So I think the correct word would have been terrorist.
Terrorist. terrorists who you claim to have eradicated from Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
Your
I think it will have to be done again. I think there are more terrorists around. Sorry? No, not really, because
You're saying the word is wrong,
no, I'm not
Minister.
asking you all to disregard it. The President's media unit has the authority to say what they want. Extremist, when you say extremist, obviously they are extremists, whoever came there, because when you use violence, it doesn't, when you say extremist, it doesn't link to a race, no. You can have extremists in
We
any
didn't bring
type
up
of
race
thing.
at all, Minister. We are not talking about race. Minister, I'm just repeating what you said in the last few minutes. If you rewind the video, it will be there. You said that extremist is the wrong word, that shouldn't be used. Then I asked you.
That is my personal
1 minute,
opinion.
yes. The Presidential Media Division has officially said,
Yeah.
extremists are behind the attack.
Okay.
Then you said terrorist should be the word and not extremists. Then I asked you, your government has claimed to eradicate terrorism in this country. You say, no, we have to do this again. Is that
So
right?
what do you suggest? If there is terrorism, don't you think it has to be eradicated?
No, I'm not a security expert to advise you. I'm asking you on what
Yeah, it should be.
basis.
If there is terrorism, it should be eradicated.
That is a hypothetical thing. I'm asking you on what basis, what investigation since last night, from last night till this point, has led you to conclude that extremists were behind this action.
Setting fire to police jeeps, as you can remember, you also would have been around at that time. If you go to 89, 90s, that era also terrorists resort to these sort of things. State institutions were set on fire, police stations were attacked, the economy was they had to try to drag down. So somewhat, protesting is, there is no problem. As I stated, the protest in front of President's office, as you all reported quite well, there was nothing, there was no incident whatsoever.
Minister, but you also said it's difficult to see the identity card of each person. You didn't know who was the media, who were protesters.
No, so the thing is...
So how did you know?
No,
okay,
listen,
this
please try to now, don't try to push it.
That's our job,
You have
Minister.
certain
That's our job,
military officers, when you have soldiers, police officers, STF officers on the ground in a mob, you cannot, I know you must be hurt about, I don't know who these media people are, we can look into it and we should get involved as a government, that's a different thing. But when you're in a mob, you can't check your IDs, that is what I'm trying to stress. So don't get me wrong, this is a fact. මේමයි ඕන එකක් පිළිගන්න පුළුවන් අරකේ තියෙන්නත් එහෙම හැබැයි මේ අන්තයට යනවනේ
IMC Education විදේශීය වෛද්‍ය අධ්‍යාපනයේ දේශීය සන්නාමය
හරි මම මේක මගේ මතේ රාජ්‍ය දේපොළ කියන ජනතාවගේ දේපොළ වලට හානි කරනවා නම්
ඔබතුමා
ඒක ත්‍රස්තවාදය කියන එක තමයි
දැන් රජයේ මතය මොකක්ද? අපිට රජයේ මතය පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. අපිට ඔබතුමාගේ පෞද්ගලික
මට
මතය
ඇහෙන්නේ
නෙමෙයි. අපිට රජයේ මතය කියන්න.
ඔව් හරි රජයේ මතයේ ත්‍රස්තවාදයේ තියෙනවා නම් වැළැක්විය යුතුයි නෑ ඉතින් තියෙනවා නම් වළක්වන්න ඕන හරි ලොකු වෙනසක් තියෙනවා කියලා
මිනිස්ටර්
මේක දැන් මගේ ඇමතුමාට මම ඉන්නවා ඇමතුමාටත් මම ආරාධනා කරනවා
Just one clarification.
yes, yes.
Terrorism, because now you're saying it's a far more serious matter because terrorism is involved. So if terrorists were involved in this terrorist attack,
no don't get me wrong you're
you
right
say it's terrorism.
Don't get me wrong what I said is
No, my question. Let me complete my question. So if it is terrorism, has there been a serious failure on the part of intelligence to prevent this terrorist attack?
You can say that. You can say that.
So you did not have any advance information like the Easter attack?
No. The thing is,
So there was no
advanced information we had on protest, but we had not got advanced information on this sort of act. So I don't know whether initially it was a peaceful protest and whether it was converted later to a mob. But investigations are in process.
So, Minister, actually, it directly involves your subject. Just a minute.
අපි ඉන්නකොට එහෙම වෙන්නේ
No, Minister, I just want to clarify on the same thing. It's your subject, community policing. So what you're saying is that the community policing has failed to provide you with the information.
No,
or the
community
intelligence.
policing has nothing to do with this.
No,
that's a totally different thing.
No, the point is, I'm just trying to understand how much of a serious intelligence lapse this was, And we were told that the intelligence apparatus had been improved over the years, especially after the Easter attack. So if this is such a major lapse on the part of intelligence, because you're talking about the president and the president's life. So it's the number one person in the country. If you can't protect the president, obviously there must be
So,
something very seriously
president
wrong.
was
So what are the
protected by the
corrective?
forces.
No, what are the corrective measures that you have taken since then?
Yeah, now we are discussing, and obviously, if they were expecting a protest, like you said very correctly, if you are expecting a protest and it turned into a mob, then there is a fault somewhere. So we will discuss about it and correct it. That's held on Tuesdays, no? So, no. It was just yesterday, no?
Minister, Sri Lanka has just recorded highest tourist arrivals after reopening the country after COVID. Now that you say there's terrorism in the country, tourists should be put on hold, isn't it?
They can see it. No, there's no point. It is not terrorism. It's not I wouldn't say it was organized or planned, but destroying government-owned properties is, what else could you define it? You can say what you want, but what is the other definition? You call that a peaceful protest when you set fire to 2 buses, 1 police jeep and 2 motorcycles and have about some police personnel in hospital. So it was minimum force use, that's a different thing. But in a way you could call it a terrorist act. Sorry? No, but I think these protests are trying to warn anyone visiting Sri Lanka, because there are certain people, certain groups who want us to die through this problem and don't want us to recover. So these may be organized by them, so we are investigating.
You're watching the Lifetraveler channel.